Peace and paradigm shifting. It's Coach Twilight. And today's topic on this beautiful Saturday is the black man's authority. Now, some of you are going to like what I have to say, and some of you are not. I don't anticipate that everyone will agree with everything that I say. However, the one thing that I do despise is the fact that people do not like to engage in any type of discussion or free thought about anything that they do not agree with. That doesn't make any sense instead of free thought. Therefore, an individual like me, who doesn't necessarily act out of pattern, but out of insight, information, enlightenment, as new insights are coming to me, I am entertaining ideas that I don't always agree with. Think of how many times in your life you originally thought something was what it is, and now you realize where its origin came from and how it no longer fits in your particular situation. So with various different things, this constant resistance to new information is absolutely asinine, because we have to understand that we are on a journey of evolution. We are so clingy to belief systems that we totally miss out on opportunities to learn and gain new insights. So with that being said, I want to talk about the black man's authority. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is I at one point saw this video by Shahrazad Ali. And in this particular video, she was explaining how a lot of young black women are not reared to be active participants in the partnership between a black man and a black woman. Now, from that particular standpoint, I had to agree. Now, for many women, hearing the black man authority may have made them shudder or clutch their pearls or just turn their face up, or, it just didn't sit right with them. Even though I didn't fully agree, and I had probably a similar reaction, I was not afraid to entertain the idea that I didn't necessarily agree with right away, So in listening to her pontificate on that particular ideology, she stated how a lot of black women are not cultivated to learn how to work with a black man. She is defiant. She doesn't want to listen to what the black man has to say. She is one who is not necessarily working as a partner, but working against the partnership. So I entertained the idea, and in understanding that she had a valid point, if she chose to cherry pick. Cherry picking means that you extract one aspect of a situation without looking at the whole parts. See, when you take one part of something, you can manipulate it to the masses. And see, there's a lot of sorcery and there's a lot of witchcraft that comes to us in the form of information. So when you constantly hear something over and over and over again, you begin to allow it to download in your brain. You begin to act out of it. Now, a person who cherry picks information takes one part of the conversation, and then they exploit that part of the conversation to validate whatever they wish to prove. But see, what I did is I looked at the whole picture. I didn't look at just that one part. So we will say that the black man does have authority. And his authority in this realm is to take things from the physical and bring it up to the spiritual realm. In the alchemic symbol, you will see that the triangle that is pointing upward represents masculine energy. Masculine energy also has to do with the symbol of fire, and it has to do with the symbol of air. That is why you will see that people who, under the Gregorian calendar, who have subscribed to these particular sun signs and moon signs and rising signs, Libras, Aquarius, Aries, as well as Sagittarius, and these particular signs are masculine energy signs. And what does masculine energy do? It's a process energy. It takes things from point A to point B. These things are important to know because as we are defining both masculine and feminine energy, we are beginning to understand that at one point that part of our experience was colonized. So what you must understand is that everything you could ever think of, from your spirituality to the food that you eat, was colonized. So regardless of if one particular aspect of the colonization benefits you, it matters not. If it was colonized, it was colonized. Let it go. Accept it. Okay? So the aspect of the masculine principle was absolutely colonized. See, as we come to understand, feminine energy has its attributes. Masculine energy has its attributes. Both of them are subject matter experts in specific areas. So one does not rule over the other. And I think it's entirely petty as hell to say that because I can use brute force and because I can overpower you with physicality, that makes me more superior. No, that is not the sign of superiority. It depends on what vantage point you're looking for. If you're talking about being a savage, sure, that makes you superior. But if you are talking about communication, compassion, love, and things that we absolutely need in our hemisphere right now, then feminine energy would be superior. So with that said, we can't say it from that perspective. So when you look at the whole now, as relating back to Shahrazad Ali's expectation and her lecture on black women, if you look back at the whole, there's been a lot of arrested development for the masculine principle as it relates to the melanated man. So when we talk about arrested development, we're not saying that to extract and pick on them and, overly examine them. No, we're saying that because what then makes you a worthwhile partner is being able to be mature and have a relationship where there is honesty, transparency, and integrity. Now, one of the things that you will note about the pattern of a colonizer's behavior is to withhold information in order to maintain its dominance. Colonization has to do with dominance, you see? So one of the books that I want to highlight is a book called We Real Cool. And in this particular book, it talked about another book called Before They Came, or I forgot the exact title, but it was like Before Columbus, okay? And in that, it explains how Africans traveled over here. They had a good trade relationship with the indigenous, and they had no desire to dominate them. They just had a cohesive relationship with them. Now, when the European person, now remember, this is purely historical content. When the European person came over here, their mindset was, we must conquer. We must take this land. And in order to do that, we must war with them. We must be savage. We must be beastie. Are you connecting the dots? So the savage mentality of domination is a proponent of what we call patriarchy. So the mentality of most men who are programmed believe that domination is directly synonymous with masculinity, meaning that they believe that dominating is a part of the masculine principle. It's a part of the masculine identity. Why is this important? Because if it's a part of their identity, they believe that this is who they are. This is what makes them. You see what I'm saying? And the biggest trick is to make someone believe something is a part of them in order for them to continue to defend it. But as we see with the brothers who came over here before Columbus and had a good relationship with the indigenous, there was no need to dominate or colonize or take or snatch in order for them to go ahead and have a relationship. It means that masculinity was not based on domination. It was not based on pillaging. It was not based on withholding information. It was based on a more holistic principle. So when I talk about the arrested development and domination, I'm saying that, sure, a lot of black women don't have a clue how to best be involved with a man in their relationship. They think they know, but they don't know, which means that we need to open up the door for conversation so that we can go ahead and be well read and understood, which takes a certain amount of patience on the brother's part. Now, if he subscribes to his colonized, patriarchal, Western imperialistic idea of what masculinity means, then we are not qualified as black women to support that, because that's not our natural indigenous culture to begin with. Now, he would then probably be better off in terms of what he wants to do with someone of another race. I mean, sister, sometimes you just gotta let them go. Let them go where they feel comfortable, because it's an inward thing when it comes to being with someone. So if internally he doesn't want to go back to his roots, if internally he doesn't really want to know the truth about his indigenous culture and spirituality and know who he really is, he's never going to accept you as a partner. He's going to accept you as a subservient being. So as a subservient being, you cannot work in the full capacity as an indigenous woman with him, because he's not going to allow that. His energy won't allow that, you see? So you may have to just let that go. So sisters, stop fighting them on that. Let them go to the white women if that's what they want to do. Let them go, you see? Because what we want is we want men who are internally strong. And if you only want to be externally strong, well then we understand that you have accepted the patriarchal idea, and we have to respect and honor that. You're right, we can't work in unison with you. But if you're willing to be patient, have the conversations needed, then own up to your own inner challenges, then we got something to work with. And it really does require that owning to your inner challenges, having a conversation, and then obviously the woman has to be willing. But most women who are mature are absolutely willing. You see what I'm saying? So again, the black man does have authority. Now, what that authority is based on is absolutely not the westernized, colonized idea of what it means to be masculine. We need to evolve these ideas. We need to have these conversations. We need to stop being so afraid of this true examination. And unfortunately, no true woman stepping in her divine nature can help a man that is so irreversibly in his ego that he can't hear anything other than his own voice. So this has been Coach Twilight. Peace, love, and light. Love, healing, and paradigm shifting. Peace. Yo, peace and paradigm shifting. It is Coach Twilight, and I'm coming to you today to let you guys know about the quick chat feature. This particular feature is for those who are not quite ready to commit, or if you're a returning customer and you simply just want to have a Coach Twilight session. So Team Empowered is offering for a limited time now, a very special pricing for the quick chat feature. You can go ahead and click that with the link in the bio, or you can go ahead and click it in the description. So if you are needing help aligning, working through inner turmoil, inner resistance, working through some inner chakra work, we're here for you. So go ahead, check out the quick chat feature, the special pricing, and get it done today. So peace, love, and paradigm shifting, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.